Hey there, Sagittarius. This is Kim here to do your reading. Hope you guys are doing great. These are going to be for your next 3-day messages. Let's use the Cosmos Oracle. Maybe we'll open up a wormhole, a shortcut, some quantum dimension shifts. Who knows? But it's something like that. It will be something like that. What is going on for Sagittarius? Opening up to their spirit team, their spirit guides, and their angels for this message for them. It is always for their highest good, for their highest timeline. Yep, Sagittarius. What you got for Sagittarius? Whoa, you have Pluto. Ooh. Okay, let's first look at it in this deck book, guidebook here, the Cosmos Oracle, so you all can see why I'm saying that. Unavoidable transformation. Unavoidable transformation. Okay, now I have another book that talks in more detail about it. So let me just kind of tell you what I know. Is that it is a place of, it is a planet that represents our transformation, and this takes us to the underworld sometimes. Sometimes this is like complete annihilation of things that we knew to be true. Relationships, think they're doing fine one minute, and the next minute like everything's coming apart. Because of this Pluto energy, working on ourselves, but it's to a point where nothing is ever really the same after this transformation, because it's like the phoenix rising. Everything must burn down first, and then the phoenix rises with new form, and that's kind of like this Pluto energy. Let's see, what else do we have? What else do we have? Oh, nice. Nice. You have the protoplanetary disk. So you see that there's planets being created in the center. That's kind of like a gestation period, or this is, you can look at it, this is the womb. And there's the nebula or around the cloud that is around it. So the message for protoplanetary disk is that everything is actually in order. Sometimes we can't see the sun because the clouds are out, but we know that the sun is still there. And that's kind of the trust that you have to have in this sort of process with this card, meaning that something beautiful is about to be birthed, and it's already something that is set in motion for you. It is already set in motion. So if you feel like that energy of the dark night of the soul, know that something's going to change kind of quickly. Because sometimes, not all the time, but sometimes the Pluto can bring us to that feeling of the dark night of the soul, or of the death card energy. You know, just it's such a huge transformation or transformative time in our life. And so the spiral is beautiful. This is something great. There's an action point in the middle of the spiral, and that represents that one choice, that one decision that set it all into motion. And there's the upward spiral, there's the downward spiral, and let's give thanks to 9 Inch Nails for making a really great album called The Downward Spiral. But I feel like they're saying that you, however, are going to be going up. So one good choice, one good decision just keeps leading to more fortunate things happening. And you're feeling the tidal force. So you're feeling the duality of this world. You're feeling the extreme contrast. But I always get the feeling like this person that I'm talking to if I see this card, has an understanding of flow and has an understanding of, if I'm at the bottom of the wheel now, I will be on the top soon. And they're saying that it just takes this one positive, what do I mean by positive action point? I mean that whatever that decision has to do with, that kind of action, it is going to benefit the body. It won't harm you in any way. It's not going to cause any kind of sabotage in different areas of our life. It will be good for your health. That's what I mean by like that positive choice point. And then good things just keep happening and happening. And this card really means to spread your wings and fly. Get ready to take flight. That's why I think you're going up. Because it most certainly can go both ways. But here with this tidal force, that is talking about the both ways. And I think you know it. You know it very well. You know contrast very well. You know the law of polarities. Let's see. Okay, now we'll take a look at the archetype deck. And we'll do the alchemy deck too. I was just thinking, yeah, let's do that one also. Let's do 1 and 1. Lots of red. Raven's head means your work is beginning, and this is a destiny that chose you. So get ready. The blood card is about your physicality. Maybe feeling of being brought back to life, but in a different way. Wow. That is very similar to the blood card. Very similar, because it's talking about the energy here of blood, right? Rushing. So it's your life force. It's Kundalini rising. It's like something's getting going, and I mean, and this is in a very physical way. So it's also about the physical body meeting, matching your spiritual evolution. Also, it's matching it. So, like, this is intense, and I can tell you that right now, well, at least for me right now, these energy shifts have been really intense, and so when this Kundalini life force rises in the body, it's going to, send this energy that's going to want to clear out anything that was stuck or stagnant, or just not moving very, very well, dense. So you could have lots of physical symptoms when that card comes up, I would think, of this new life force energy clearing paths, making new ways. It can be one way I've kind of noticed this energy of how it works, and this is maybe just with me, but it's my experience, so I'm sure somebody else has had this experience of different things happening. So it's not like one pain or cramp lingers too long, like you feel it and then it's gone. It might be a day or something, and then it moves to another area. I haven't found that energy moves around pretty quick for me. When it's doing its thing. When it's doing its thing, when it's activating different things. So, that's the shadow. Whoa, what's it activate? The shadow. The shadow. And the sword is on the bottom. I want to get another card from here for the shadow. It could be talking about denser energy. I mean, the more that I'm kind of looking at this with the reddening card, it can be talking about that energy that's being essentially this rising life force is helping your body in a very physical way integrate your shadow. Whoa. Okay. It fell. A few fell. A few fell, and they're nice ones too. So if you've done shadow work, and the shadow work sometimes takes us to the underworld, and so that would make sense with Pluto. So you could be really transforming and integrating a shadow aspect of yourself at this time. We have beautiful energy here. Like there's this choice is being highlighted again. Parallel universes. It's like you can kind of sense or see that there could be other versions of you that make different choices at different points, and then they lead to different places you can go or people that you meet. And it seems like you're wanting to line yourself up with, well, like the most integrated, balanced, best version of yourself. So I see that alignment, and then all of the infinite number of choices that are available to you with infinity. But this card, they do pretty good in the guidebook to focus more on how infinity is about all these other choices, but there's a necessity to break free from identifying with any limitation that you have here, that you have set upon yourself. So breaking free of self-imposed limits of what is and what isn't possible. Maybe it's breaking down your belief systems and laws that govern you in that sense, govern yourself. Okay, so once that's done, of course, there's infinite possibilities. There's more choices. This is about your choice. The stellar stream is about you being with this group of stars. I kind of see this as your soul group. And you all might have that in common right now, that a new form is about to take flight in a lot of you all right now because of this life force energy, the integration of the shadow, and ultimately choosing something that is going to lift you up instead of send you in a downward spiral. And then they're saying once you have that decision, which is an important one, you get into the stellar stream where you and another group of stars cannot be affected on your course. Like your course can't be changed once this is set in motion, like in a positive, good way. So, yeah, because nothing will stop the stellar stream. So let's see, what else do you want to do? No, we'll do the 108 Oracle instead of the Kipper deck. Could do tarot too. Could do tarot to get more information on the shadow. Let's see if this deck will do it justice. Let's see something on the shadow spirit. Breaking free. See? Immutable signs, but this is a card about breaking free. So breaking free from something that held you back in the past, you would consider this thing part of your shadow, part of the you that you don't want to acknowledge, or that you don't want to acknowledge has somewhat power over you living your best life. That's kind of how I'm looking at it in this sense. And so I think you're breaking free from the chains of something that was pretty heavy, pretty dense. And you're finding yourself going back to the youth, the fairy tale, and it landed on the possibility. So the possibility that you have a parallel life out there that is living what you would consider right now to be, well, now that's my idea of a fairy tale. That's why they're wanting you to believe the impossible, because this is an option. This is a choice, they're saying. That, you know, hey, that's a big claim from, you know, the spirit team, but that's what they're saying. They're saying the fairy tale is a choice. Believe that you have to break those limitations. So believe the impossible, believe daydreams, a romantic ending, a universal archetype of hopeful magic, unicorns and rainbows, aspire happily ever after, fanciful, and stories that we tell. So, and that infinity looks like the conjunction card in one of her decks, in her alchemy deck, I think. Which means that something is going to come together divinely, like it's made to come together in this lifetime for you. Wow. They say pack your bags. Pack your bags. Either you're going to be moving soon, or you're separating from a part of yourself that was in your shadow, that was hard to break free from, that you're now kind of handing your baggage or your worries, your concerns, your problems, your attachments to your spirit team, to your angels for assistance. So it's time to separate from this, I think. I think it's the shadow. Separating from it or integrating it, however you want to word it. It's all words, but they're saying here, let's be ready to move on to the next phase. Be ready to move on to the next phase. Yeah, it keeps getting better. You have holy divine favor here. Mental force with the sapphire, spiritual insight, hope and faith, wise judgment, motivate, precious, valued, divine favor, revered. So you have, yeah, you have the divine, like saying, no, you are chosen for something, or you are carrying a certain frequency here. We need you, and we need you to be mentally sharp and clear, and also have that clear insight. So nice air energy. But you have Gemini twice. You have Cancer and you have Pisces out here, as well as your own sign, Sagittarius, and Virgo. Now you have the Moon, which is mysterious changes. Something that could have been an illusion. What could have been an illusion? Three of Wands. I think they're just talking about changes into the new journey. Yeah, wow. Yeah, so you have the mental sharpness and clarity of the King of Swords. So you've been armed with like the knowledge that you need for these changes, which is bringing in a new part of your journey. Sometimes this card is when we're waiting for this, but we can see it. And it's here with this fairy tale and the parallel universe. This is like you can see your alignment in something different than where you're at. So this is getting more aligned with how you wish to see yourself expanding. This is you reaching that goal. Four of Wands, 11-11, onto path and that has purpose. So the right people would be lined up. Sometimes that even is indicating marriage could be down. So I think that there is something here about waiting a little bit, but that there's something that is assured that you are going to achieve it, achieve a victory, and have a celebration, either perfected work, a move, or changes in partnerships too. But it's going to seem like it's completely new world out here with the Fool, a new journey. It's like once you change your mind, you changed everything. You changed your world. Yeah. So, yeah, I would say long live the fairy tale. Long live the daydreaming, because it's going to serve you well. Okay, let's close out Sagittarius reading with Okay, 30 on the bottom with I'm imaginative with your angel number. 21, you're highly creative with a strong will to succeed. Your imagination is highly charged. It reveals in itself everything you do, from your sparkling conversation to your most prized projects. I am inspiring. Yeah, and you will be inspiring others when you take flight too. So that's what I have for you. And if you'd like a private reading, the information's in the description box below. It is a pre-recorded video, and you put in the notes what you would like to know. And then I give you a private link. Otherwise, I'm sending you love and light, and I'll see you next time. Bye.